Hello, we're back. And you know what this means? Frugal watching through the series. Entry number 3. There's snow outside my house because it's getting cold in Switzerland. Days are getting shorter, but the people are getting nicer. So you know what this means? Christmas is coming soon. And what could possibly be a better Christmas present than a nice watch for 500 or less US dollars, plus minus 10% leeway. So today we'll look at some of the best, most amazing watches that you can gift for Christmas, maybe even to yourself, without breaking the bank. And as always, we'll mention some watches that you may have never heard of before, so stay tuned throughout the video. See you soon. My name is Joe Biden and you're watching Low Horology. Before we start, if you can hear rumbling in the background, it's because people are shoveling snow or driving over snow as I'm recording this. I would like to note that we're like 3 subs away from the magical 100 mark. So your boy would really appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button. That would be a nice early Christmas present. What would also be a nice Christmas present is the first watch I'll mention. A watch that will definitely start some conversations and is already wrapped in a gift package, so you don't need to worry about that. And a watch that no one ever spoke about on YouTube actually. The Harriet Ki Cari limited edition. Let's talk dimensions first. We have a very wearable 40mm case size, a lock-to-lock of 46mm, thickness 12mm, a water resistance of 5 ATM, so that's 50 meters, a sapphire crystal, and inside is a quartz Swiss Ronda moon phase movement. So let's address the elephant in the room. This is a brand no one talks about. It's actually a Korean watch brand, which is maybe the reason why no one is talking about it, because the vast majority of Korean watch brands are absolutely dismal. But not Harriet. So Harriet is a manufacturer that uses mainly Swiss Ronda movements while manufacturing the rest about the watch themselves. It's a small, newer brand that is actually trying to bring quality watchmaking to Korea. They're quite humble actually. They say themselves that they can't afford the in-house movements yet. Hopefully they can in the future. So far they've been under the radar, at least in the West. But yeah, let's talk about them. The Cari is a collab between the Korean Aerospace Research Institute, so that's what Cari stands for. It's basically a reskinned Harriet Ilgu with some more stuff that comes with it. We'll talk about that in a bit. I actually want to mention the Harriet Ilgu in my last video, since it is sold out and the secondary market is practically non-existent for Harriet as of today, so I didn't want to put it in because there's no way for you to buy it. The Harriet Cari is a limited edition watch that is still available. It's basically a Harriet Ilgu that comes with a second bracelet, a stand, some booklets, and that is all packaged in an astronaut MRE looking package, which makes an amazing Christmas gift. You don't even have to wrap it. I think it looks really cool. It uses a quartz movement, a Swiss movement from Ronda, but I think that's okay since you have a moon phase dial that's annoying to set precisely. With a quartz watch, you won't have to do that over and over again because the battery just keeps the watch running. You know, I don't have a problem with quartz watches, and I think you shouldn't either, because hating quartz watches out of principle is in fact quite cringe. Quartz watches have a rightful place in the watch game, and every watch collection should include at least one quartz watch. Like one that you can just pick up and wear at all times, even if you didn't wear it for like a month. Harriet, cool brand, check it out, give it a shot. And yeah, let's hope we'll hear more about them soon. So going from Korea to Germany, we have to talk about the best brand that you should know if you like German watchmaking but are on a budget. That brand is called Sternglas and the watch is the Hamburg Automatic. So if you're a fan of this minimalist, whimsical people catering Bauhaus watch design that's at this point synonymous with German watchmaking, the Sternglas Hamburg is the perfect watch for you. Let's talk dimensions first. With a 42mm case size, a case thickness of 12mm and a lock-to-lock of 45mm. So if you remember, I picked up this Casio World Timer in the last video and it actually has the same diameter. I have a very slim wrist. And this again shows that lock-to-lock is more important than case size. Lock-to-lock 45mm is very wearable for pretty much anyone, so great dimensions. We also have a double dome sapphire crystal, a water resistance of 50 meters, and hack-in and hand winding, and a date display with the automatic mirror movement inside. The dial is absolutely lovely. I'm a big fan. It has little luminova dots on the quarter indices. The dial is maritime navigation themed, if you know what I mean. It caters towards the Hanseatic seafaring history of Hamburg, where Stanley is from. The case back features an engraved layout of the inner city of Hamburg, which adds another lovely detail element, adding to the uniqueness of this watch. The watch comes in multiple different colorways, with all colorways coming on a leather bracelet, except for the black dial variant, which you can also get on a paracord or stainless steel lamellar bracelet. The leather bracelet is actually handmade by a small manufacturer in Bavaria and southern Germany, and it has a quick release function, which is very nice. So if you prefer steel bracelets, but like the white dial for instance, then it's easy for you to put on a different bracelet, which Sternglas actually sells themselves for reasonable prices, which is very fucking cool. If you are a bit whimsical like myself, then you will love the fact that it's made of vintage Italian leather. So you have all major axis powers combined in one watch, considering this watch uses the good old Japanese Miyota movement. In general, I think Sternglas needs more attention. It's a small brand founded a few years back by a young lad called Dustin, who's just a great guy, really passionate about watches. So if you're interested about the story of Sternglas, check out this video from Dustin himself, where he talks about the brand and its foundation. So at this point, you should know me enough to know that I'm pretty retarded, or pretty and retarded. At this point, you should know me enough to know that my favorite complication in the watch game is the GMT function. And the $500 price tag gives us access to the Seiko SSK collection. The SSK is essentially a Seiko 5 GMT, which shook up the watch game when it came out the gate last year as a collar GMT watch below $500. Let's talk about the dimensions first. With a case size of 42.5 millimeters, so that's the standard diver-esque Seiko 5 case size, a thickness of 13.6 millimeters, and a lug-to-lug of 46 millimeters. So again, very wearable dimensions. The water resistance is 100 meters, and we have a hard legs crystal, which is the only downside of this watch here. We also have a rotating bezel and a Seiko automatic caliber with a collar GMT function inside. So what is a collar GMT? What's a GMT in general? Quick excursion for those new to the watch game. First and foremost, what is a GMT? A GMT lets you track a separate time zone. So you have an extra hand, usually watches have 3 hands. With the GMT, you have a 4th hand that you can use as an hour hand for a separate time zone. So let's say I was on holiday in Sydney, Australia, but my brother told me he wants to call me at 2 p.m. Swiss time. So what I could do is I could set the GMT hand to Swiss time early in the day, so I know when that would be while I'm in Australia. So a GMT essentially allows you to track a second time zone, which is perfect for frequent travelers or people with relatives abroad. Collar GMT lets you quick set the GMT hand, whereas a true or traveler's GMT lets you quick set the local hour hand in 1 hour increments without stopping the movement. Unfortunately, as of Q4 2023, there are no automatic true GMTs below $500 that I'm aware of at least, but the Seiko SSK will do fine. It has a playful design reminiscent of the old SKX, with new colorways about to be released soon. Out of the 3 standard colorways that we have right now, I'd go with the blue and black variant. But yeah, the black one's also really cool. The orange one is a little bit in your face, but if you can pull that off, go for it. If you like Swiss watches, you may find it quite difficult to find something in this price range. Yes, there are brands like Marathon that produce in Switzerland, but they're not really Swiss, if you know what I mean. The next watch, or 2 watches, if you include an honorable mention that I have, are valid options though. Let's start with the Tissot Everytime Swissmatic. Dimensions first, you know the drill. For a price of $510 with a case size of 40 millimeters, a thickness of 11.8 millimeters and a lug-to-lug of 47.2 millimeters. The water resistance is standard for a dress watch at 30 meters, and we have a sapphire crystal with an impressive 72-hour power reserve with the Swiss Atta movement inside. I think the Everytime with the Arabic numerals is a wonderful dress watch for entry-level enthusiasts that is often ignored in videos like this. Again, just like the Bova American Clipper in our last video, this is a perfect watch for students or a young professional who wants to maximize the value for money and risk alike. Beautiful watch, yeah. Very beautiful watch. So now to the honorable mention. I know I said $500 plus minus 10% leeway. This is a little bit outside it, but I still had to mention it. It's again a watch that no one talks about for whatever reason. Maybe because Tissot is just not so big in America or the UK as it is here in Switzerland. My favorite Tissot watch on the market right now, the Tissot Le Locle. It's named after the birthplace and headquarter of the brand, the little Swiss town of Le Locle in the canton of Neuchâtel. Yeah, this watch is our honorable mention today. It's absolutely stunning and available if your pockets are just a little bit deeper. So it costs $625 just outside our budget, but I still had to mention it, and you'll see why. It has a 39.3 millimeter case size, a case thickness of only 9.8 millimeters, which is ridiculously thin for a watch with an 80-hour power reserve. Yes, it uses Tissot's Powermatic caliber with an 80-hour power reserve in a case just below 1 centimeter thick. This watch is absolutely stunning and beautiful, just like Caitlyn Jenner. It has an amazing dial, like have a look, it has a textured surface with raised Roman numerals. The caseback also has so many more details than any other Tissot watch in this price range, which again is why I don't understand why people don't talk about this watch more. I absolutely love it. So yeah, if you can spare the extra $100, the Tissot Le Locle is definitely worth it. So having gone from Korea over Germany, over Japan to Switzerland, we also have to mention an American watch. If you're interested about space exploration, you'll rejoice at the fact that the second watch that has ever been on the moon does not cost like 6K as the Omega Speedmaster does. As the second watch on the moon worn by Dave Scott from the Apollo 15 mission, who actually put it on because the crystal of his NASA issued Omega Speedmaster popped off, the Bova Lunar pilot is often overlooked when talking about heritage pieces. To be frank, I can't pull this watch off. It's quite huge, but if your wrist is on the thicker side and you're looking for a stunning everyday piece, then the Bova Lunar pilot might be it for you. Let's talk about the dimensions. We have a case size of 45mm, which is, yeah, pretty true to size. Has a thickness of 13.5mm and a lug to lug of 52mm. The water resistance is 50 meters and we have an anti-reflective sapphire crystal. And inside is Bulova's own HPQ NP20 quartz movement. It's an in-house quartz chronograph that's actually one of the best quartz movements out there. Has a frequency of 262 kilohertz, which is not only far more accurate than the regular quartz movements, which have a frequency of about 32 kilohertz. It also looks way better. Normal quartz movements will be off like 15 seconds a month, whereas the Bova Lunar Pilot is off, I think, like a second. The higher frequency then also looks better because it gives the watch a sweeping second effect because of the high heart rate that you usually don't have of quartz watches. It looks like an automatic watch whilst being far more accurate. So overall, I think it's a very cool piece. If your wrist's on the chunkier side, then this might be the perfect watch for you. So we started this list off with a moon-phase watch, so why not end with one? Well, the Harriet was very clean and almost understated, especially in its silhouette moon design. The Orient Sun and Moon is quite the opposite. The moon fucking glares at you, it's dead inside, like Thomas the Tank Engine. Let's talk about the dimensions. The price on average for Swiss retailers is $450 but that's a range. It really depends on when and where you buy it. But we're talking about the version with the ivory textured dial in particular, so that's reference number RAAK0007S. This watch is also on the bigger side. It has a 42.5mm case size with a 55mm lug to lug. So this again is a recommendation for my boys with a chunky wrist. We have 14mm case size, a water resistance of 50 meters, a sapphire crystal, yes, actually has a sapphire crystal, very important here, and an automatic Orient moon phase movement inside. So what I like about this watch is how whimsical it is. While Orient describes it as a sophisticated design, to me it looks more like a watch an autistic wizard would wear, which is perfect. It's a very unique piece where the Roman numerals, the weird sun and moon, the textured dial, and the curved date window all come together, creating this autistic masterpiece. So definitely start a conversation. If you are a bit whimsical like me and looking for a watch, value for money, moon phase watch, the Orient Sun and Moon might be it. So yeah, these are some amazing watches that you can buy for Christmas as a gift to someone or gift to yourself. At the end of this video, I just want to say thanks for all the views and likes on the last video. I can't believe that people actually like to watch my stuff. But I fucking appreciate it. Again, if you like this video, please give it a like, subscribe to my channel. If you like to see content like this, actually let me know what you would like to see next. A lot of ideas in the pipeline. Thinking of a watch collection build next at different price points, a general video on how to build a watch collection, or another tier list when we reach the 100 sub mark, which I actually announced back in the day. So yeah, let me know what you'd like to see next. There'll definitely be 2 more videos before Christmas. Also have to record some shorts, but yeah, I appreciate it, guys. So yeah, take care, have a good time, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.